Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the campus of Husson University for homecoming weekend. My name is Avery Henningsen, and I am joined by Kane Tronweth here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. The Eagles women's soccer team will be playing host to the University of Maine at Farmington Beavers, the first conference matchup of the season for the Eagles. Husson is sitting at 3-3, while Farmington has fought their way to a 2-4-1 record. We'll hand this one over to Joseph Swanson for the national anthem and starting lineup.
NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at today's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from Boucher Field. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups for today's contest. First, for the visiting Beavers. In goal, sophomore, number 0, Paige Ganya. A senior forward, number 2, Aubrey Fletcher. A junior forward, number 11, Abby Lash. A sophomore defender, number 12, Grace Dwyer. A senior midfielder, number 14, Emily Boyle. A sophomore defender, number 15, Hannah Wilbur. A freshman midfielder, number 16, Gloria San Pedro. A freshman midfielder, number 27, Rita Benoit. A freshman forward, number 19, Emma Dunn. A senior midfielder, number 21, Sydney Bellinger. And a junior defender, number 23, Riley Forrest. Farmington is under the direction of head coach Molly Wilkie. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. In goal, a sophomore from Manchester, New Hampshire, number 1, Madison Weigler. A junior from Bangor, Maine, number 2, Mackenzie Lambert. A sophomore from Ellsworth, Maine, number 8, Addie Lasley. A graduate student from Rockport, Maine, number 9, Charlotte Messer. A senior from Salem, Massachusetts, number 10, Lindsay Russell. A junior from Glenburn, Maine, number 11, Kate Harriman. A junior from Orono, Maine, number 16, Sophia Mullins. A sophomore from Kingston, Massachusetts, number 17, Kendra Donahue. A junior from Hudson, Florida, number 21, Natalie Aviola. A sophomore from Deerfield, New Hampshire, number 23, Kaylee Nault. And a junior from Portsmouth, Rhode Island, number 26, Megan Buddymeyer. Eagles under direction of head coach Dennis Mullins, and he's assisted by Lauren Crofton McDonald, Nick Christensen, and Matt Goodman. Fans, at this time, I ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And that was the starting lineup. Caden, these two teams have taken each other on for a long time now and have a lot of history. Farmington, the overall leader over the last several decades, they're 37, 19, and 2 versus Husson over the years. The Eagles taking the last 3 though. Who do we have to watch out for in this one, Cade?
Obviously, we're going to see kind of a matchup of whatever you can do, I can do better between Aubrey Fletcher and Natalie Aviola, two of the best players in the North Atlantic Conference. So a game like this is going to come down to how well the defense played. Both these teams, young goalkeepers, but defenses that have experience in a lot of minutes as well. So this game's going to be won and lost in that midfield. Watch out for Emily Boyle for Farmington and Lindsay Russell for Husson to play big factors, trying to win over the midfield battle.
Audrey Fletcher played every game of her career at Farmington, averaging 81 minutes per game. Senior midfielder has been one of the leading goal scorers in the NAC each of her 4 seasons at Farmington. The Eagles will definitely have to match up against her. She has some other weapons out there as well. Between her and Lash, they've combined for 23 and 21 shots each. The next closest on that team at 7. So really those two players, ones the Eagles are going to want to watch out for offensively. The Eagles, like you mentioned, Aviola coming off a hat trick versus the University of Maine at Presque Isle. Starting to get it rolling a little bit here midway through the season. Eagles will start off with the ball, moving left to right in the white uniforms. And Messer will take this one out wide towards Lambert. Lambert's going to pass this back to Donahue. Donahue and Nault combined for 2 goals in that Umpy game. Both of them being their first of their careers at Husson. 2 sophomores, really the backbone of this Eagles defense. And this one's going to be bounced up and taken away by Farmington. They're going to continue passing this one around the middle, and the Eagles take this. Donahue's going to try to fit one in to Harriman. Harriman had a good game at Umpy as well. Getting a goal in that one, putting her up to 3 on the season. This one kicked wide by Hannah Wilbur, and it'll be Eagles corner kick coming up here. This Eagles offense has definitely turned it up in the last couple of games, averaging a lot more shots per game than they did over the first part of the season, Caden.
Yeah, they were just knocking the rust off to start that season, but they seem to be full swing of things now, getting everything under control.
And this one's going to get saved by the goalkeeper. The Eagles player got a head on it right in 6-yard line there. Gage Gagne coming in to save that one, has started every minute of the season in goal for Farmington, including every game of her career here at Farmington as well. Sophomore goalkeeper. Helped lead this team last season, an 8-7-3 record, including 5-1-3 in conference play. They were the number 2 seed last year in the East. They lost to Maine Maritime, who would eventually lose to Husson in the championship game of that same playoffs. Buddy Meyer's going to send this one out wide to Lasley. Lasley turns on the speed, takes it around the corner, fits one across, bounces. Messer there will take a shot, but saved by Gagne. Messer couldn't quite get full rip on that one. That was almost a golden opportunity right there. And this one bouncing middle. Lindsay Russell's going to take this one away. As going to be sent out wide, and Farmington's going to take it here. As Eagles will take this one away defensively, coming in to pinch that one off. A couple nice one-touch passing here. This one will be off of a Farmington player. And past middle to Messer. Going to kick this one back to Nault, who's going to send this one up towards Lasley. And Lasley here on the wing is going to pass one into the middle towards Messer. Tries to get a touch over to Aviola. Can't quite manage to get it there. Nolt sends one all the way across to Lambert. Good job there trying to open up the field. Lambert's going to take a touch out wide, managed to keep it in. Going to get her hips across and send this one middle. Gagne there to take that one cleanly, just on the edge of her box. Gagne has a 74% save percentage in her career. Allowing about 2.1 goals per game for this Farmington squad. Who's coming off a win over Thomas College last Wednesday. Took a 1-0 victory in that one. And Donahue will step and take that one away for the Eagles here. As Russell's going to take it up the middle, try to send one up towards Lasley. It's like the Eagles are trying to spread open the field a little bit more in this one. A little bit more of an offensive formation out there. Often see him kind of run a three-back line. This one having Buddy Meyer and Lambert kind of push out on the sidelines a lot. Allow Nault, Donahue to just kind of close down that middle of the field.
Playing more of a wing-back position. Very offensive, very aggressive formation. They're going to look to attack early.
Harriman gets a nice move, sends it to Aviola. But that one's going to be cleared out wide by Farmington. Lambert sending another one back in. Messer gets a good head on it, wide of the goal. And it will be Farmington ball here. The Eagles have had, I believe, all of the offensive pressure in this one so far. I think Madison Weigler, goalkeeper for the Eagles, has even touched it yet. As this goal kick coming in from Gagne. Messer gets there first, but it will be headed out wide. And this one will be a Farmington throw in here just in front of the Husson bench. And Russell going to make a few moves. He'll get past a couple players. Hit one across the middle, but taken away by Fletcher. The Eagles so far have done a good job shutting her down in this one, Caden.
Yeah, she's not really playing in an offensive position either. She's playing more midfield. Something I thought she was more of a forward.
And this one sent back. Nault there to kick it back into the middle to Messer. This one sent out wide to Lambert here. Some running room in front of her. Try to send one across, but off of a couple players here. Still with Lambert here. Taunts here to try to send this one back to Russell. And Lambert sends one over to Lasley, but just too high for her.
The Eagles are doing some great passing right now. Could be that knock the rust off halfway through the season now that we talked about to start the season. As they're starting, team chemistry starts to grow.
The Eagles started the season 1-3. Obviously, all of those games being out of conference matchups. Now against two teams, they weren't conference games, but against conference opponents, the Eagles are 2-0. This is Thomas and UMaine Presque Isle. Is this one here a chance for Farmington to answer right back? Hasn't had a lot of shooting chances. It gets one here, streams just past the goal as Weigler misses the dive, but a Farmington player just a little too far behind. Looks like Farmington will get corner kick opportunity here. Farmington right there, we said it, they haven't really had a whole lot of pressure on the Eagles' goal. Their first chance, a golden one right there. Now with a corner kick opportunity, the Fletcher to take this one. far side. Try to bend this one into the middle. Finds 21, shot and low. Saved by Weigler, as that was Sydney Belanger who got a shot on the goal this season. The Presque Isle game Farmington played earlier. The Eagles now looking to go on the counterattack, as Aviola will take this one, trying to take it up the middle. Fletcher steps in, and Aviola will give her a shove in the back. There's the two that we highlighted in the pregame there, Caden, going at it right in the midfield.
We didn't talk about her much in the pregame, but Abby Lash has had one heck of a season as well. A lot of the assists for this Farmington team, along with a leader in goals.
Lash has averaged 4 goals for the last 2 seasons. Junior forward out of Waldoboro, Maine. An old high school rival of mine. High school, Domick. One sent out to Haley Nault. Send this one in towards Messer, which will here for Farmington as they take this one away in the middle. Farmington here looking to try to build something. They haven't really had that chance to kind of move the ball around in this one so far. One chance really came from kind of a missed assignment out there on the defense for the Eagles. Led to a breakaway opportunity. Farmington hasn't really managed to string together too many passes. And Lasley's going to take this one in the middle. She has the speed, goes around one defender. Seen this a couple times already. Farmington team seeming to struggle with Lasley's speed out there on the wing. This one headed up, dangerous ball here for Farmington. Aviola coming in. This one's just going to get kicked out for a corner kick. Never the one you want to have as a defense, that one that's kind of bouncing at like chest level. There's no real good way to kick that one out or to settle it cleanly, especially with a player right on your back. It'll be Buddy Meyer coming over to take this one. Eagles will send Russell in. All will come to her short. He's going to lay this one back out to Buddy Meyer. A delayed corner kick here doesn't work as Farmington comes in to close it down. Owens gets a good shot on. This one's going to be back to Lambert. She's going to send this one all the way back to Weigler now.
I was going to say watch the counterattack for Farmington off that corner kick with only 2 defenders back for Husson. But they had nobody up there. They packed the box with all their players on the field.
A good ball from Russell up the wing to Lambert. She'll have time to corral this one. Eagles looking to build from those wing positions. Lambert going to go middle or fit one in. No one there for her. That was one of those ones, if you get good contact on it, maybe you get a shot on. If you get kind of a little scuff, maybe hope someone comes in, finish it. Tanya here, good punt out there, way up the field. This one back to the Husson defense. It'll be out for a Farmington throw-in. One pass back to Wilbur. And a nice turn here from Boyle as Farmington had an idea there, but will pass it too far for Lash. Look out for a Husson throw. One sent to Donahue. Donahue sending this one up the field. Mullins there makes a good play in the midfield. Fletcher here with the ball at her feet in the middle. Boyle's going to send one across. And here's Fletcher with it in the middle, sends it out wide. Buddy Meyer's going to try to take this one away. Farmington player goes down on that one. That was Gloria San Pedro. got tangled up with Buddy Meyer out there. As trainers will come out to check on her. So far, the Eagles having the majority of the offensive chances out there, Caden, but there's definitely been some plays here in the last kind of 5 minutes or so that have led to some Farmington goal opportunities.
What I'm seeing is this new formation that Husson seems to be running with the 2 defenders and then 2 wingbacks being very aggressive on the side. That's going to open up a lot of counterattacks for this Farmington team who loves to play offense. So it's something you've got to be aware of if you're playing that wingback position for Husson, that these players will come fast and furious. They love scoring goals. They love creating opportunities in the offensive end.
The Eagles so far have seemed to kind of try to set up a lot of their offense around those wingback positions and these kind of outside wingers. It's kind of a 4-4-2, I would say. You have 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and those 2 strikers who just kind of hold up on the Farmington defensive line, try to push them up the field as far as possible. And you have the wingers who are just trying to spread that field and move the ball back and forth.
I also think Farmington, we brought it up in the pregame show, how important this midfield battle is with good defenders, good goalkeepers, and then good offensive players. The midfield battle is going to be huge. It looks like Farmington knew that, dropping back Aubrey Fletcher to try to win that midfield battle.
And San Pedro will come out of the game here. It'll be Grace Mahmood who will replace her out there. And I believe Husson had the ball for the whistle for the injury, so it should be a drop ball out there. As both teams will reset. See if they give a 50-50 here or if it'll just be given straight back to the Eagles. Be given to Farmington. See if they just send this to an Eagles player. They choose to attack. This one chipped up over the top here. And Fletcher trying to fight for it with Nault. Meeting a brick wall is Fletcher. Nault has been dominant in the Eagles season so far. Very strong defender out there for them. The reigning NAC Defensive Player of the Year as a freshman. Without her teammate Addie Lasley's accomplishments on the offense, she probably could have taken home both the Rookie of the Year and that Defensive Player of the Year awards. Lasley putting up 5 goals and 5 assists towards the end of the season for the Eagles. The top rookie freshman performers of the season for the North Atlantic Conference. As Lash looking to try to get around Lambert. Lambert will usher this one out of bounds. Be near side throw-in here from a Lambert into Donahue. Donahue's going to pass this one back to Nault. Send this one up the field. Bouncing amongst the defense here. And the Eagles will get about the 3rd ball out there. And this one sent middle. Mullins and Buddy Meyer connect out there on the wing. Buddy Meyer will look to try to take this one up the left side. That's those wingbacks kind of pushing up. The Eagles relying on the strength of Donahue and Nault out there, as well as Lambert, kind of hold down defensively. As Lasley goes through a few players, will take a shot low, saved by Gagne. The Eagles now a couple chances, 1v1 with the goalkeeper.
Gagne's looked really strong, really calm out there. Standing on her head right now. Eagles have tried to attack. Nothing's doing so far.
And punt will find its way to Farmington. One pass middle to Lash. Eagles defense screaming to come back here. This one sent out wide towards Boyle, but Lambert will just pass this one out of bounds. This one passed in quickly. It'll be Donahue coming in to close that one down. I wonder if this formation is more of a decision based on something you might want to try moving forward, as well as this Farmington team matches up really well for that formation. They really only have one, maybe two offensive players out there. And if you can kind of shut them down, you can allow Nault and Donahue to just kind of hang right there in the middle and not let anything go central.
And Nault and Donahue have both played really well. I think that gave Coach Mullins a little bit of confidence to run a more attacking formation like this. It is just a little dangerous with how well Farmington's offense can explode.
And this one goes off of Nault in the middle. She's going to clear this one wide as Farmington right now piling on some pressure against this Eagles team. This one's going to be passed out wide to Dunn. Fletcher with it in the midfield. The Eagles defense will step and take this one away. Messer with room around her. Taken by Farmington. A lot of space out to her right. Boyle's going to pass this one to Lash on the wing. Russell will slow down the counterattack here, allow that Eagles defense to reset a little bit out there. This one passed middle. Be a handball here coming up. It'll be a handball on Farmington, so it'll be an Eagles free kick here.
What a break for the Eagles right there. Beavers regained possession. Looked like they were going to attack some more, but now the ball's going to go deep into the offensive end for the Eagles.
Aviola with it here. Room to make some magic happen. She'll take a shot just wide of the goal. She can be dangerous sometimes. You give her just that little pocket of space. Allow her to turn towards goal. She's not scared to take a shot on that one. Aviola has exploded recently. 4 goals in the last 2 games. Only had 6 shots through Husson's first 4 games. So it's had 15 through those last 2. Definitely liking those conference opponents. Aviola throughout her career at Husson. And deadly once the Eagles get to that conference part of the schedule. Moved her up another couple spots in those goal scoring leaderboards out there. Now 5th all time for the Eagles. Only 1 back of Kristen Pelletier to become the 4th overall. Still with a season and a half to play. Have to make about a 15 goal jump to get up to that 3rd spot though. This one passed back to Donahue. Out wide to Buddymeyer. Buddymeyer's going to try to find Lasley, but too far for her. It'll be an out for an Eagles throw-in. It'll be St. Louis coming in for Harriman.
Number 13, Devin St. Louis, in for number 11, Kate Harriman.
St. Louis is a sophomore out of Holden, Maine. Has 1 goal on the season. One's going to be over her head. Trying to get there on the wing. Give a little push there. That will be called out for a throw-in. No one will look in from here. It'll be an Eagles throw-in here on the sideline.
It's a really awkward spot of the field because of that red lacrosse line, I think, and that white soccer line kind of looks like it doubles it, making that line look a lot wider than it actually is.
Soccer teams playing these. It's obviously multi-purpose field out there. Cross teams play here in the spring as well. On the yellow and red lines, this one, a corner kick sent in, will be headed out wide. This will stay in play. Buddy Meyer looking to send this one back into the box high over the top of the goal, and it'll land up in the netting. And right now, this remains a 0-0 game. 23 minutes and counting here in this first half. One bounced up towards the top. As Boyle's going to try to find Lash. Lambert steps to that one. Clear it twice. Still remaining with Farmington. Ball up the wing. And Lambert, track athlete for the Eagles, has the speed out there on that right cornerback position. Track down those through balls. Mullins looks to fit one in towards Aviola just a little too far. Good idea on that one. There'll be a throw in here coming in from St. Louis. We'll find Lambert. It's knocked down. Draw the foul. The Eagles here, dangerous position for a free kick. Mullins to take this one. He's going to try to pass this one towards that back post. We'll go short with it. And cleared by Farmington. I think she was trying to get that one a little bit further up the field. The Eagles with a second chance here. Mullins still out there for the free kick. But won't manage to get that ball back in. I think she was trying to get that one in towards that back post, kind of the corner of the 6. But instead, found its way right to the top of the 18.
It's a difficult spot on the field, too, because you have to time it and hit just enough power on it to get it to that back post. But you don't want to go full power because that's about half her range right there.
Aviola will find, or Lasley will find Aviola out there. And Aviola will look to try to fit one into the middle, but kicked out wide. It'll be a Husson throw-in. Like you said, it's a difficult spot. It's kind of this weird gray area of like trying to float it in over the top, not kick it too hard, as Lasley chance here in the middle to get the ball fine. Aviola will get a left-footed shot on. Again, saved by Gagne, who's been very good on those low shots so far.
Seems to be a good job reading the defense, or reading the offense, excuse me. Every time there's a shot, she seems to be right in the good position as soon as it leaves the foot.
Eagles so far have put a lot of shots low on Gagne, which she's made all those saves so far. See if they try to take a few more upper part of the goal shots here, as Farmington looking to try to send one across. Weigler mishandles that one, and it'll be out for a corner kick. Weigler there making a rare mistake. I think she was just trying to kind of catch that one in her box. Instead goes off of her hand and out for a corner. And it'll be Finn entering the game for Messer. And it will be McKenna Redstone, the freshman, coming in for Riley Forrest out there. This corner kick sent wide. Finn getting her first touch on the game right away. That will be a handball call. A handball call right away here. And this will be Donahue who's going to take this one. Donahue sends this one up. He mistouched back to the defense. Goes back to Gagne. Pass to Aviola. Mistake here from Farmington, but Gagne recovers from it and will make the save. That was a dangerous one again, as Aviola had just a clear view of the goal. It's not the player you want to miss pass to out there on the offense for the Eagles. And Mullins will win that punt out of the air. And this one sent to St. Louis. St. Louis finds Aviola. He's going to take this one middle. Farmington gets caught napping a little bit. Aviola with it now will take a shot low. Saved by Gagne. Finn there for the second one. But she'll go over the goal. And that is one you got to finish out there for the Eagles. Had nothing but net in front of her. But definitely one that can happen. I think I've probably done that once or twice.
Gagne did a great job making that first diving stop. Just unfortunately, no one was there to clean up the rubbish except Molly Finn, who skied it.
It was a tricky ball for her. It was kind of bouncing. It wasn't, I think if you have that same ball flat on the ground, it's pretty easy to just pass that in. But with one of those ones kind of bouncing at knee height, you really got to try to volley it in. It's very easy to get under the ball. Boyle finds Fletcher. Move in the middle here from Benoit. This one's down out wide. Mullins is going to take this one away for the Eagles. Lasley gets turned around and will lose it. Meyer trying to fit one into the middle here. Farmington will send this out to Lash. Lash gets knocked down by Donahue. Will take a second to get up out there. Donahue came in hard on that tackle. Will be a Farmington free kick afterwards. And it will be a free kick coming up here for Farmington. I'm going to try to send one over the top. Fletcher open in the middle, mistimes it. And that one will bounce to Weigler. Fletcher was wide open in the middle of the box there.
Seemed to be a severe miscommunication for the Eagles, letting Fletcher just get wide open between the 18 and the PK. Dangerous area on free kicks.
Trying to track that one down. Pause for just a half second. I think she had continued that run. Very difficult ball to kind of track down as you're running towards the goal. There'll be a foul call there on Nault, who seemed to have gotten a lot of ball on that tackle. That's something we see Nault do a lot. Those slide tackle plays that we always say are dangerous unless you pull them off. Usually she's very good at making that tackle cleanly. Might be calling her for going a little bit studs up on that one. Fletcher to take the free kick here. Corner of the 18. Dangerous spot here for Farmington. Not a shooting chance necessarily. More trying to get one in towards Lash potentially. This one sent on goal actually. Too short of an angle. Weigler will collect that one cleanly. Lambert's going to try to send one up the line. Taken away by Farmington. Seems like they might have moved Fletcher into more of an offensive spot here. He seems to have been playing kind of like an attacking mid for most of this first half, but now has moved up the field some more. More striker role. You know, some teams do that with one of their better offensive players. Let them kind of play more of that attacking mid, feel out that defense a little bit, kind of figure out what weakness you want to try to exploit. And then you push them forwards. That's all it takes, kind of take that over.
I forget what they call that. What do they call that? Shadow striker, fake striker, where they kind of all over the place to start the game, figuring out the defense, figuring out where the team needs you more. And then as soon as they figure it out, I mean, you can still see her coming back in the midfield trying to make plays.
She's still playing that attacking position. I think she might have gotten the green light a little bit. Potentially try to push this Husson defense a little bit. See here coming in to try to make the play on that one. Forces a fast pass, but Aviola there. Wilbur will take it away though. And that will be Clark who's going to come in and make the tackle there. Replaced Lambert just a second ago. Finn will take too strong of a touch. Be out for a Farmington throw in here. Will be done to take this one. Tries to find Lash, but taken away by Clark. This one sent up towards Aviola. Wilbur's going to close that one down, pass it back to Gagne. We'll have to take a shot quickly. A good job there from Farmington.
2 rushes by Aviola. Wilbur shut her down both times. See if they can both keep that up that pace.
And Fletcher's going to take a long shot here. Weigler will use her feet to keep that one out of the goal. Part of what makes her dangerous. People taking those long shots. Aviola is similar in that regard. Kind of give her that little pocket of space anywhere within 25 yards of the goal. That's all she needs to try to take one. And this one is going to be passed out wide to Mullins. Eagles bench calling to have this one switch across the field. He almost loses it to Lash here. This one sent up the line will be out for a Farmington throw-in. And Mullins will get the throw-in off there. St. Louis trying to fight for it with Dunn to force an errant pass out wide. It'll be St. Louis taking it up the wing. As this one sent middle off of Lasley. Aviola's going to come and get the next one. Going to send it back to St. Louis. St. Louis finds Aviola. She'll get the offsides flag though. Feeling that one was going to get called. One of those dangerous ones. The offensive player goes all the way to the line, passes it back out, and then it gets passed right back to them, and they just don't have time to get back up the field. And Gagne will take this one. Send this one up towards the middle. Aviola here. Gagne still trying to get back. Didn't quite settle herself. Aviola will try to crash through some players. Chance there with Gagne out of goal. This one over the top of Clark's head. Has Lash on her back. We'll pass it back to Weigler. Mood trying to pressure that one. And Finn with some nice touches out here will find St. Louis. St. Louis with Clark on her side will find Clark. The Eagles trying to push this wing. Lewis fits one towards Aviola, but it'll be out. And taken away by Mahmoud. Good turn there. They'll Find Fletcher in the midfield. One sent out by Clark. This one trying to go over the top. Weird gray area, but Weigler will come in and save that one. It's a dangerous ball, kind of right at the top of the 18. Weigler has to come out and make that play, but if you mistime that, Farmington player can get there first, and all of a sudden you're out of your goal. As this will be Fletcher in the middle here going against Mullins. She'll pass it back to her defense. Boyle with it in the midfield. She'll take a strong, I don't know if that was a shot or a cross. Off Donahue. And this one's going to be sent midfield side, but keep going. Buttermeyer looking to close this one down against Mahmoud. It will be out for, this will be a throw-in. As it will be Lindsay Reed entering the game, as well as Paige Dunn. They'll take Mullins and Russell out in that central midfield. The Eagles now, all three of those central midfielders that started this one taken out. Substituting a little bit more than Mullins usually does out there. That will be a shot by Lash. And a good save there from Weigler. Will still be a corner kick opportunity here for Farmington. Looks like Farmington grouping some players on the backside. No one covering this player short. It's Grace Dwyer. Going to be sent out to her early. She'll put one on goal just wide of that far edge post. Now that player leaking in. No one was covering her. That was a dangerous chance there for Farmington. Caught the Eagles defense. Napping out there. This will be out wide for a Farmington throw-in. And a Lash there will kick one up over her head. Eagles freshman who replaced central midfield there fighting for that one. Boyle, some hard contact there in the central midfield, no call. But it will be Farmington who's going to take it away. As Nolt's going to close that one down though. Dunn's going to send this one out wide to Clark. Finding Reed, almost pulls off a good turn out there. We'll lose it to a Farmington defender. It'll be Fletcher with it now. Fletcher working against Aviola and St. Louis. She'll get it taken away. St. Louis fitting one towards Finn. Finn's going to find Lasley. Lasley turns on the speed. We'll get a shot off here and we'll bury it home in the bottom corner for the Eagles. As that one was started in the midfield and finished by Lasley up top for the Eagles. They will take a 1-0 lead in this one. 5:16 on the clock.
That was great team play, great pressure, created a great opportunity. And now Farmington finds themselves going to have to battle uphill against a tough Husson defense.
Part of what makes Lasley dangerous. Had a player right on her, but then turned on that speed, got past her. Had a 1v1 with the goalkeeper, which the Eagles have had several times. Haven't managed to capitalize yet. And on that one, managed to bury one into the bottom corner. And I really think that whole play, St. Louis and Aviola two wingers out there. Or I guess Aviola striker, St. Louis a winger. Made this play just right down in front of the booth here, where they took the ball away from Fletcher, passed it up top towards Finn, and then found Lasley.
And what a through ball by Finn. That shouldn't go unannounced either. That was a great through ball, knowing her teammate's speed, putting it just past that defender.
St. Louis trying to find Aviola in the middle. He'll find Dunn instead eventually. Reed with it will hand it off to Dunn. Dunn out wide to Buddy Meyer. Buddy Meyer trying to send one back in. Was also a perfectly placed shot from Lasley. Anya's been very strong in net so far. On that one, there's not really much you can do. Player wide open on the right side, bearing it into that far corner. The only way you make that save is if you just kind of go with it and just guess that way. And then if the player goes the other direction. Fletcher doesn't know St. Louis is on her back. St. Louis coming in will kick this one off of Fletcher. St. Louis right now going to be in a thorn in Fletcher's side. Made several plays here on this near side of the field. Finn will send this one out wide to Buddy Meyer. Back to Finn. Finn trying to cut it middle. Wilbur coming in. It's knocked down by Dunn.
Also in those one-on-one situations with the goalkeeper, sometimes we see the goalkeeper just become super, super aggressive, trying to catch the shot taker off guard. Ganya kind of sat back in her net, allowed that shot to happen. And it was perfectly placed by Lasley to put the Eagles up 1-0.
Yeah, and I think part of that is just Ganya has had confidence so far in this one on the Eagles shots. The Eagles have had several opportunities in kind of the central mid, or kind of right in front of the goal there, that have been put low. That one put low perfectly. Also, I think that play happened so fast, Ganya didn't really have time to react. When you see a play kind of building up, it's a lot easier to decide, okay, if they get this one through, I'm coming out. But on that one, really no chance to really make that decision out there. And it'll be subs coming in for both teams. It'll be Harrington in for Buddy Meyer for the Eagles.
6, Kylie Meter, and number 7, Grace White. And into the game for the
It will
Eagles,
be a
28,
pair of sophomores for Farmington in Kylie Meter and Grace White. They'll enter at opposite sides of the field. One sent to Aviola. Space finds Lasley in the middle. Will turn, take a left-footed shot off the coast and in for the Eagles as Aviola gets back-to-back goals in just a few minutes of time. A great turn on that one.
That was a great, great setup play from, once again, Finn going to Aviola. Finn won't get credit for that assist, but that play all started from her with another great ball. Aviola makes a great move, gives it to Lasley. Lasley does a little spin off the post and in. Nothing Ganya can do about that. Goalkeepers hate the post when they don't go their way.
Great shot there from Lasley. Had to kind of turn to her right, or to her left that is, and had no choice but to take that left-footed or off foot, but buried that one home for the Eagles. Now Farmington here on a counterattack. Fletcher will get a shot off just wide of the goal as Farmington almost answers right back. I know last weekend there was a Eagles women's soccer reserve game that happened versus Central Maine Community College. Remember, Lasley came in the second half of that one and had a similar kind of thing. Scored 2 goals in about the space of a minute and a half and then exited the game. She did it right here today in this conference matchup for the Eagles. Lasley now to 3 goals and 3 assists on the season for the Eagles. That probably puts her in the lead for points on the team. Kind of back up that Rookie of the Year campaign. Obviously can't earn that award again. Certainly compete with her teammate Aviola for that MAC Player of the Year. Clark here on meters back will take this one away, but it looks like it might have gone off of Clark. That will end the first half of play as the Eagles go up 2-0 in this first half. We'll be back here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for the second half in about 15 minutes of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I'm Avery Henningsen alongside Caden Trenoweth. And right now, the Eagles sport a 2-0 lead over the University of Maine at Farmington Beavers, as both goals coming inside of the last 5 minutes, both within the final, or both within about a minute and a half of each other, and both by Addie Lasley. Sophomore, reigning Rookie of the Year, turning it on here in the conference part of the Eagles schedule. And the Eagles will come out in here close to the same lineup. Looks like KK Daggett is out there on the offensive side of the ball now for the Eagles. And this one past middle to Finn. Finn trying to find Lasley again. Lasley will take a shot low and score for the hat trick. And that's 3 goals now. I know we took a 15-minute break. But that's 3 goals in about the last 3 minutes of game time here. As Lasley right now is unstoppable out there for the Eagles.
Just a true takeover by Lasley. Another great ball that she just got past the defense. Another well-placed, low shot into the corner.
Addie Lasley. An assist on the play to
Lasley will take that one away. And Finn passing it back. Finn now 2 assists here in this one. She had that pass to Lasley up the middle on the other side of the field that led to the Eagles' first goal. And now on that one, a second ball. And Farmington here now down 3-2-0. It was a very close game for a while. But it's broken open here in this last 5 minutes of game time. Farmington will have to go a little bit more offensive, I would think. They want to try to fight back into this one.
Also, Molly Finn getting the second assist. I mean, it doesn't count towards the score sheet, but that second assist on giving it to Aviola down the corner when she made the pass to Lasley on the second goal. So technically she'd have 3.
Yeah, we haven't, usually Finn comes in offensively for the Eagles. And this one kind of playing more of a attacking midfielder role, one of those 3 central midfielders for the Eagles, and it seems to be working out there for them. She's made several nice passes out there. This one past middle to Messer. Lasley with it again will get a shot off, but that one will be wide of the goal. That was Katie Benson, who also came in, who found Charlotte Messer in the midfield. And then tried to find Lasley. And it will be Gagne here to take the goal kick. She'd love to kind of have that one as a punt. We've talked about it in between halves there. That is one of the bigger punts we've seen here on the Eagles Sports Network. Managed to get it well past midfield every time. I heard Coach Mullins kind of complimenting Coach Wilkie for Farmington for Gagne's performance out there. That'll be out for Husson throwing. This one passed into Finn. Finn will head this one over to Daggett. We'll find Mullins. Mullins trying to fit one towards Lasley. This one popped up in the air. Missed header there. Daggett coming in. He's going to try to send one over. It'll be out for a goal kick. Daggett's been a good addition for this Eagles offense so far. A goal a few weeks ago versus Thomas. Proved to be able to come in offensively. Get the job done out there.
We mentioned it before for the Beavers, how Fletcher was more of a coming back a ton. St. Louis has a chance here.
And that one passed to Daggett, wide open. She'll get her second goal right after I mentioned offensive threat for this Eagles team. It's another one right there. This Eagles offense is rolling. Great pass there on that one. Had Lasley and Daggett in the middle. It was Daggett who got on the end of it. Lasley allowing some other players to score out there. Can't have them all. Daggett doing a good job staying calm. That's a hard play as a freshman. You haven't scored that much in your career. Get given the ball right in front of the goal. We saw Finn kind of blast one over the goal earlier in the game, but on that one was able to just kind of bury it home. It was St. Louis who made that great pass right along the 6. Find Daggett wide open. Finn gets tripped up in the middle.
I don't know if we caught it after that goal, but Gagne pulled in the defenders and had a long talk with them. Probably getting a little bit upset. Someone wide open on her back post, letting people come in one-on-one with her. She'd had a great first half for the last 5 minutes, and then having struggling in the first 5 of this one.
Yeah, this Farmington defense did a good job. Obviously, the Eagles with opportunities. They have a strong offense. They've done a good job of just really shutting down a lot of stuff in that first half, most of that first half, and then it kind of fell apart. Now the Eagles continuing to just have players wide open on the offensive side of the ball. And Farmington will get the whistle there, and we'll take a goal kick here. It'll be Abby LaBelle who will come in.
Before Husson scored that goal, I was trying to bring up how Fletcher was playing more of that central forward, where she was playing both midfield and striker at the same time. Seems like to start the second half, she's being the lone striker in the midfield, hanging around the half, not coming back out to help the midfield.
Farmington will bring in multiple new players out there. All 3 of them being on the defensive side of the ball. We're going to change something, maybe talk to that defense as well, as Daggett there needed just a half touch to get one over to Lasley. He'll be out for a corner kick. Pardon me, it'll actually be a goal kick. Looks like that one had bounced off of a Farmington player out there. Essentially trying to give that defense a little bit of a break out there, maybe change something up, add a little more speed. Something to just kind of keep track of Lasley out there. And Wilbur's going to kick this one out wide for a throw-in. Be deep in Farmington territory. Taking quickly into Daggett. Back to St. Louis. St. Louis sending a pass across. Finding Messer looking to take a touch. But we'll lose it in the midfield here. And it will be given to Benson. This one's going to be taken by Lash on the wing. Lash sends one up wide to Fletcher. Donahue coming in to make the tackle on that one. That was a dangerous play for Farmington. Seems like Fletcher is trying to make a little bit more of an offensive push here. Obviously, Farmington now down 4. That's what you need to do with one of your best offensive players out there. It's going to be sent out wide to Nault, and then to Buddy Meyer. Meyer and Nault just playing pass out there on the defensive side of the ball. Misread, taken away by Wilbur. Wilbur will find Boyle and then Lash. And Lash trying to send one in, taken away by Donahue. Messer sends a pass over to Buddy Meyer. Finds Lasley. She's going to cut her way inside, or send one across. This one will bounce its way to St. Louis. Pick that one up for a throw-in. Find Finn. as Benton's going to try to step in and take that. Last year, the left winger pushed all the way towards the right kind of defensive side of the ball by this Eagles defense. Good run here from Mullins. This Eagles team looking to just kind of pass it around. A lot of their goals coming on long through balls, but on this one, trying to send it around the defense. Flasley takes a shot there, but just wide of the goal.
She's feeling confident now, isn't she? Every opportunity she gets, she is
Re-entering the game for the
full
Eagles,
power.
Kate Harriman in for number 8, Addie
She'll get a break
Leslie.
now, but she was full power, and every opportunity she got, trying to score another one, get 4 on the day.
And Lasley started this one, will exit for Harriman. It'll be Gagne who's going to kick this one away. Messer gets in front of that. Then trying to turn on the physicality and take that one away. Get a kick off, but just out wide. And we'll see if that one went off of the Farmington player. It did, as referee signal, Eagles throwing. Good job by Benson out on that wing to kick that off the other team. And Donahue's just going to pass this one back to Nault. Mood trying to push this back line a little bit. Farmington looking to try to take one away on the defensive side of the ball. And Fletcher's going to get this one in the midfield. I'm trying to find something up the wing. Nault there to shut down the first ball, at least will pass back to Weigler. Weigler's going to send one middle. Fletcher gets a head on it. The Eagles defense looking to come in and close it down. As Messer will try to head this one out wide. Looks like Aviola's going to head back out there. Probably for Daggett. He will. As Aviola replaces freshman goal scorer in A.K. Daggett, who gets her second on the season.
The game, number 21, Natalie Aviola. In for number 18, K.K. Daggett. And for the Beavers, re-entering the game, number 7, Grace White. In for number 17, Rita Benoit.
And it'll be interesting to see how Coach Mullins handles substitutions here. Usually likes to keep the starting group and or those first 3 or 4 players off the bench out there for the majority of the game. But now with that kind of 4-0 cushion, might be a chance for him to bring in some of his reserve players here on homecoming. One's going to be sent out wide, and it'll be an Eagles throw-in.
One thing we've seen when the Eagles get a cushioned lead here in the second half is Hannah Kenny, who's trying to come off an injury, entering the games. Looks like she's getting ready over there, putting her knee brace on.
Kenny still working her way back from that big injury a season ago.
She played really well in the reserve game the other day against Central Maine. Made some key diving stops. Made some good plays.
I really think some of it isn't necessary. A lot of it's just trying to get her confidence back out there. It can be hard, kind of like trust your body on those type of plays. Goalkeeper, I've heard from other people, kind of have to be a psycho to play goalkeeper. You just need to be willing to kind of lay your body on the line, dive for plays, throw yourself towards the ball. That can be hard when coming off an injury. Nault's going to send one into the box. Gagne will collect that one cleanly.
Especially an injury to that extent. Any injury, you have to gain your confidence back. But when you're out by a year, something like that, still working on getting back fully, it really damages what you once were. So getting that confidence back is always a huge part in any game, especially a game like soccer where confidence is the biggest part.
And Harriman will get a head on that one. I agree with you there, Caden. A lot of physicality in soccer is just kind of being willing to just throw yourself towards the ball, throw yourself at other players. You don't have to be the biggest player on the field. You're kind of willing to be a little bit reckless out there. As Nault will take that one off of Mahmoud, continuing to just put on a defensive presence this entire season. Really shown out this whole year. In our first game here on the broadcast, talked about it. Will she be able to back up that Defensive Player of the Year award from last season? In my opinion, she's certainly been doing that. You hardly ever see anything get in behind her.
You got to find it crazy. I mean, that's just great coaching by Coach Mullins. Good job recruiting players. I mean, how often do you see that? You have basically a rookie winning Defensive Player of the Year for the conference, but she doesn't even win Rookie of the Year. Your striker does. I mean, that's not something you see every day. Just all-around talent.
As Aviola finds Harriman, Harriman will take a shot off of a couple players. Gagne will scoop it up. Like you said, some good recruiting classes that have come in. Back-to-back Rookie of the Year awards for the Eagles. Aviola obviously winning it her freshman season, putting on a clinic that year.
Hannah Kenny will be entering the game.
As Kenny will replace Weigler out there. Eagles bench cheers her on.
End of the game for the Beavers. Number 18, McKenna Redstone, and number 6.
And Weigler in this one, allowing no goals.
And a goalie change for the Eagles.
Didn't have to make a whole lot of saves out there. Did a good job controlling her box out there. And Kanya will take this one in towards the middle. But it can be definitely hard. I know you said it's interesting that for a freshman to win that Defensive Player of the Year award. A lot of defense is knowing your positioning and kind of being able to sense what's happening and then reading that play and also having the confidence to trust that decision. When you can kind of come in and just right off the bat have those instincts, that's definitely kind of a special player on that defensive side of the ball. He also has the ability to really play the majority of games as well. Obviously, center back not quite as strenuous as maybe a winger position out there, but still quite a bit of running. He's played leading the team in minutes by about 50 over the next player, being Sophia Mullins in that midfield. I know during tryouts, some of the players talked about. Pretty sure Nault had one of the fastest mile times out of this team. I have an Iron Horse defender out there for the Eagles. This one's going to be sent in, taken by Finn. He's going to try to pass one towards St. Louis, gets past her and the defender. We'll see if Buddymeyer can track this one down in the corner. It would be just a little too far for her. And it looks like he'll be out for a goal kick.
I'm really liking
Osford.
I'm really liking Finn in the midfield. She's created a lot of opportunities from basically what looks like nothing. She had 3 girls on her, and then a little bit of a misread there, but she's done very good so far this game in that midfield position.
Definitely had some good passes out there. I wouldn't say she's definitely not necessarily the player you're going to have come in and kind of be physical in that central midfield. With the ball at her feet, she's very talented with it and has the eye for kind of passing. That's one of those ones that you can't always teach. It's kind of that ability to read a defense, kind of like we said with Nault, that it's just kind of a natural ability of being able to see the passing lanes out there. Nesser will have a free kick here, about 10, 12 yards outside the 18. See if she puts one on here or just chips it in. She'll put a shot towards that left post. Gagne coming in to save that one. She's done well on the ones The ones you're supposed to save, she's made all those saves. I don't think she's had a big mistake out there. Obviously has allowed 4 goals, but a lot of those aren't really her fault. Can expect a goalkeeper to make every 1v1 save with an offensive player, especially ones of Lasley and Daggett's character. That Daggett goal being just wide open, that's one that the goalkeeper, there's nothing really you can do.
Re-enter in the game, number 10, Lindsay Russell. In for number 6, Molly Flynn.
And Finn will exit the game for the Eagles. Off of a couple assists out there. Doing well in the midfield. She'll be replaced by Captain Lindsay Russell out there. The one thing that Finn's got going against her in that midfield is the Eagles have some very established players out there. Mullins plays every minute that she's out on the field, as well as Russell are in that central midfield. Now with Charlotte Messer, the graduate student, back, another player who plays a lot in that central midfield. Aviola also plays some time out there in that central midfield, so it can be hard to kind of earn a place on a team that has some really established players out there, but Finn definitely adding to that resume today. Aviola looking to try to get through some defenders.
Could be a mentor thing too, though. I mean, Finn's only a sophomore, and then the Messer being a graduate student and Russell being a senior, there will be some open voids in that midfield next year.
A good pass there from Fletcher towards Mahmood, knocked away by that Eagles defense. Yeah, like you said, it's good to kind of get those reps in and show them kind of how it's done out there. This Eagles team is going to be talented for several years. Not going to lose that many players this season. Russell and Messer, 2 of the 3 seniors, along with Mackenzie Lambert, who potentially has 1 more year left on her eligibility out there. And it will be Laura Martell who will place Mullins out there. Another player who's been good in that central midfield for this Eagles team. As Russell's going to step to try to make a tackle on that one. It's going to be Aviola's going to pass one out wide to Harriman. And try to make her way past the defender, cut it back, get around her, scooped away, and Aviola will take a hard shot off of Gagne. Will make that save. And right now, Aviola still held scoreless in this one. Usually when you kind of see a 4-0 box score in a Husson game, I'm expecting her to play some sort of role in that one, but Farmington doing a good job not allowing clean shots off from her. That one was definitely a hard shot, but good save from Gagne. This will be Edie Shea out there, who's going to pass this one back to Kenny. Shea's done well this season, coming off injury from last year. Didn't get to play at all. This one passed to Kenny. Did play last season, but coming in here, making some good plays. Last season of play for the Eagles back in 2021. Had a couple goals that year. And this one is going to be a foul called on the Eagles. It'll be Wilbur to take the shot off here. Gonna send this one up towards the top. Buddy Meyer stepping to that one. Find its way past her eventually, though. He's going to come in to shut that down on the corner. Pass that one out of bounds. one passed in by Farmington. Going to get one into the box. Shea will pop this one up. Lash and Shea and Martell there. And it'll be Martell who's going to send this one out wide to Benson. Benson finds Harriman.
We talked about Aviola being shut down by the Beavers defense, but what about Husson's defense shutting down Fletcher and Lash, not allowing anything from them? Don't even think they've really had a shot, a clean shot yet today.
Fletcher had that one kind of midway through that first half from pretty deep, though, probably 20 yards at least.
Coming onto the field, number 10.
That was really one of the best shooting opportunities for Farmington.
Number 24, Hannah Milliken. And for the Eagles, number 34, Caitlin Haley.
And Messer will exit the game for Haley. 21-ish minutes here left on the clock. Harriman sending one across, but Gagne will come in and get that one. Gagne does well on those kind of high balls, the cross over to her. I have her listed at 5'9". Definitely be somewhat of a formidable force out there in the goalkeeping area. Does a good job controlling her box. Fletcher putting some skates on in the central midfield. Martell will step to that one, take it away for the Eagles. Russell trying to send one all the way across to Buddymeyer. A little too far for her. Be hard as a winger. You have defensive and offensive responsibilities. Didn't quite get all the way up there. And Hosford will poke that one away and take it back for the Eagles. Aviola trying to send one over towards Harriman. Aviola looking to try to press the offense here on this. I believe you got all four roommates out there on the field right now for the Eagles on that far right side. Harriman, Aviola, Haley, and Benson. Friends on and off the field out there. Buddymeyer passes this back to Haley. Taken away by Fletcher. Fletcher trying to turn on speed. Still has Null out there. Just lost a couple of her enemies in the central midfield. And Kenny's going to pass this one out to Buddymeyer. We'll allow it to Null. Good touch there from Hosford. Sends a nice ball up to Aviola here. Has the chance to try to cut her way inside. Finds Harriman. Harriman trying to go left with it. We'll have to take a shot lefty. Chooses to send it back to Aviola, who I'm not sure if that was meant to try to get one crossed or more just on goal there, but it will stay in, and Russell will get it at the top of the 18. Trying to go through a couple players. And Harriman's eventually going to settle under it. And Martell will pass this back to Shea. This is definitely probably one of the bigger crowds we've had this season. Obviously, homecoming weekend. There's quite a few people here for the football match as well. Later, as Harriman takes a shot. Football starting around 3:30. A lot of the Husson sports teams both here and away this weekend. Also, Farmington, about probably hour and a half away. Sure, there's a contingency of Farmington fans who traveled down for this one. One passed into the midfield, taken away by Martell. And Harriman's going to send this one to Aviola. Aviola puts a nice move on. Can she make another one? And that one shot low, saved by Gagne. The Eagles have made her work today in this one. Gagne Kenya will send this one up towards the middle of the field. Shea's going to settle it. Got to turn inside. Nice little turn there. Gets a cheer from the bench. Try to work around some people. They will lose the pass. Trying to find Fletcher now is Farmington. But Shea will poke this one. Not sure which side of the post that crossed on. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in coming up for Farmington. Fletcher's just going to try to send that one in quickly. One sent back towards the box. Russell's going to clear this one way up the field. Dangerous chance here for Aviola. She had taken that one cleanly. Had running room in front of her. She will get called for the foul, though. It will be a Farmington free kick. That was a chance there, Caden, that I think if Aviola managed to get that one right off that first touch, could have taken that one all the way towards goal.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know. I mean, she did regain possession and would have had the break, but they called the foul. It's a tough one to call, I feel like, but I'm obviously never gone to officiating school.
I think the referee probably saw a little bit too much contact, not enough ball on that one. Fletcher trying to cut inside.
And he's on the other side of the field, so there could have been something facing away from us that we did not see.
Haley taking this one up the line. She'll take this one all the way down to the far corner. This one off of Buddy Meyer. And pass back to Farmington here. In the Husson-Farmington game from a season ago, it was Aviola who came away with 4 goals and an assist. Farmington managing to change that a little bit, not managing to stop Aviola in this, or stop Lasley in this one. There'll be a host of subs coming in for both teams. Harrington, Lambert, and Reed coming in for the Eagles. Taking out a Buddy Meyer, Martell, and Benson. And Fletcher will depart for Farmington. Has played every minute so far in this one.
Number 28, Abby Harrington, and number
Farmington
12,
down
Lindsay
4.
Bobby.
So trying to protect their star player a little bit. Russell taking this one towards the left. He's going to take a shot lefty, but saved by Gagne. Again, doing a good job catching those ones cleanly.
Husson defense, great job today. Deserve a lot of credit, shutting down Lash and Fletcher, making them frustrated for the 80 minutes they both played.
And this one taken away by Farmington. But it's going to be passed all the way back by Reed here. Looks like he'll be Schilter and Griffin entering the game for the Eagles soon as Nault slides in to kick that one out towards the sideline. Kept in by Farmington. And Russell keeping it under control will find Anna Kenny out there. Good shot, or good kick there from Kenny. As Farmington here down 4, 12 minutes left, taking out a couple of their key offensive players. They would still love to try to get at least one on the board in this one. Aviola goes through a player's legs and out. Sends one quickly into Harriman. Bounce off. Looks like it will go Harriman's way here. He's going to try to pass one back to Aviola. We'll cut it back inside. Trying to find Russell. Russell in on goal. Will take a shot and score for the Eagles. as Lindsey Russell, the senior captain, will bury that one home, get her first goal of the season.
Another breakdown of Farmington's defense, allowing a 1-on-0 on Gagne again.
Husson University goal, scorer by number 10, Lindsey Russell.
That goal there
Assist on
from
the play,
Russell.
number 21, Natalie Aviola.
First of the season, 6 of her career. Very strong in that central midfield. Several years for the Eagles.
Entering the game, number
I
22,
mean, we have
Maddie
talked about
Griffin,
Aviola
and
not
number
scoring a
25,
goal in this
Cassie
game,
Schilker.
but I mean, 2 assists to her name, creating a lot of chances for her teammates. Still played a big part in the score.
Yeah, Farmington putting a lot of kind of concentration on Aviola out there has allowed other players to get open, which has led to a couple goals assisted by Aviola out there. It'll be Allie Cameron entering the game, as well as Riley
Entering the
Speed.
game for the Beavers, number 23, Riley Forrest.
Speed will replace Aviola out there,
In
and
the game for the
Aaron
Eagles, number
replacing
24, Allie Cameron.
Cameron, that is,
And
replacing
number 30,
Lindsey
Riley
Russell.
Speed.
This one sent up to Harriman. That one's going to be taken away by Farmington.
Ella Hosford was wide open on this wing. I think she was expecting the ball, so she never called for it.
It'll be hard sometimes. I know in high school, Hosford is one of the all-time leading goal scorers in Maine at the high school level. You're kind of the star of that team. You're expecting, back in high school, teammates kind of, as soon as they got the ball, it's where's Ella out there. And on that one, it's kind of hard to transition to that team where there's other weapons out there and you need to make yourself heard out on the field. And this one's going to be shot and saved by Kenny. Went through her hands but managed to fall right on top of it. And this one's going to be passed up the wing. One's going to be sent up to the far side. And a goal there. I believe that was Allie Cameron who got the goal on that one. The freshman. See her teammates coming over to hug her. We'll figure it out as soon as we see this rundown. It was Cameron as she gets the first goal of her career for the Eagles.
First collegiate goal, scored by number 24, Allie Cameron.
And a great one there from Cameron as she buries that one home for the Eagles, putting them up 6 now. And they are now just rolling in this one. We've seen a couple first-time goals in the last few weeks for the Eagles. During that goal, it was Sammy Arrest who entered the game for Kate Harriman out there on the wing.
Number 15, Taylor Isom.
Taylor Isom entering the game for Mackenzie Lambert out on the wing. As now a completely new group out there. None of the same players that started in this one or really played any sort of significant minutes. Allie Cameron getting her first goal. Not 100% sure when she came in. I think probably about 2 minutes before that one. First goal within 35 minutes of playing for the Eagles. Played in a couple games before that. 15 minutes in both of them. I'm going to guess this will be the squad for the remainder of this one. Final 7:30 or so. As Arrest is going to come in and take that one away. This one past middle. As Arrest will be called for that foul there on the offensive side of the ball. As this will be number 23, Riley Forrest, to take this kick. One of the starting defenders who came out for about 20 minutes and has gone back in there now. Good pass out there wide by Arrest, and Harrington here with room in front of her. He's going to try to find Hosford, bounces past a couple players as that one almost finds its way up to the Husson offense. It'll be Griffin passing back to Kenny. As Reed's going to, I think she was trying to flick that one behind her, but instead kind of flicked it back towards the Husson goal. And Haley looking to send one up the line here. Has got players in front of her. We'll see if she can track this one down. Just manages, sends it back into the box, but cleared by the Farmington defense. I believe that was Riley Speed out there on the wing for the Eagles. This one passed into the midfield. We have for another Husson throw in here. That one there passed towards the right side. Some miscommunication up there on offense. 5:20 now left on that clock. Anya's going to take her time walking this one over the corner. Actually down 6. As Gagne's going to send this one up towards midfield. Haley's going to take this one away, though, and pass it out to Harrington. Harrington, good ball up the wing, just a little too far for Hosford, though. And it will stay Farmington possession. This one passed back, but taken away by Harrington. Good step there. Trying to fit one in towards Speed. And Haley with it now. Find Cameron. And out wide to Reed. Gets it taken away. Cameron will step and send it out wide to Harrington. And this is good practice for us right now, Caden. Learning some of those names that aren't out there as much.
This is where I struggled. One of these games you weren't here. Husson put in a lot of the young roster, and I was kind of guessing. I'm not gonna lie.
Just wait till you do one of those games where you know no one on either team, and then you'll know true pain up in the broadcaster booth. This one popped up offensively.
I mean, depending on the game, we got 4 to 10 different papers up here with everybody's name on it. Just trying to flip through all of them, trying to get the right names. I think I was like 5 seconds behind the play.
Yeah, I did some lacrosse games this summer for the high school state championships. As this one, good pass by Arrest up towards Hosford, but Gagne coming in to save that one. That was a good ball up the wing by Arrest. But I did some high school lacrosse games this summer, and I had no idea who anybody was. There was 8 different teams to prepare for, and I learned the teams 2 days before the tournament. And that was not a fun day up in the booth. It took me about a half, but then after that I had kind of figured out, oh, this guy gets the ball a lot. That definitely help towards the later part of it.
We should make a Quizlet. Flashcards.
Now, some of the kind of full-time broadcasters do this kind of thing for the World Cup and or like Super Bowl and stuff. They get Quizlets to kind of memorize all those names. Sure, it must be hard when you have 20 different countries with different pronunciations, different names, names you've never even thought of saying in your life. It'd be hard to prepare for that. As Aubrey Fadden will replace Hannah Kenny out there. Final 2 minutes, we'll see if Farmington can give her some action out there in goal. Gagne will jog over, scoop this one up. Under 2 minutes now left on that clock. Seems like Gagne might want to just get out of here at this point. And taking your time on these goal kick plays. This one sent middle, knocked away by Arrest. And the ball back in middle by Speed. Gagne's going to walk to this one.
Can't really blame Gagne though. It's one of those games as a goalkeeper, it really tests you mentally. I mean, she's played so good, and now she's had 6 goals let up against her, 5 of those being kind of 1-on-0 opportunities where there's not much you can do as a goalkeeper when it comes down to that inside the 18.
Farmington here trying to bring one up the field. Gagne's made 11 saves out there and has allowed 6 goals. She's faced 28 total shots in this one. So definitely not exactly a game, not an easy game for a goalkeeper by any means. You face 30 shots, you save 11 of them, and then allow 6 goals. Not always a terrible thing out there. Farmington only getting a couple shots off in this one. And that will signal the end of the game. The Eagles will take home a 6-0 victory as they kind of pile it on, backed by the hat trick from sophomore Addie Lasley. Eagles taking down first conference opponent here. Will go 1-0 in conference play to start off the season. They'll take on Maine Maritime next Wednesday, team they faced in last year's NAC East Championships. So a big conference matchup coming up there, while UMaine-Farmington will take on Umpy next Tuesday, team they beat 4-2 earlier in the season in a non-conference matchup. Caden, a good game here today.
Yeah, really offensive explosion, something we, at least in this booth, we haven't seen a lot to start the season. It's really great to see that they figured out how to put more balls in the back of the net. They've really started to figure out, or they picked up where they left off from last year's offense.
Well, the Eagles will move to a 4-3 record on the season, while Farmington will fall to 2-5-1, 0-2 in conference play for the team that has made the playoff or the NAC playoffs every season of head coach Molly Wilkie's career. 15th year in the league and a multi-time coach of the year. I'm sure Farmington will figure out a way to turn around over the second half of the season.
We got a busy weekend next weekend.
We'll see you. I was about to mention it. We'll see you next weekend. The Eagles will be taking on Linden on Saturday, both the men's and women's teams. And then the women's team will be taking on Tufts on Sunday. I believe the men's team will be taking on Colby on Sunday. I might be wrong about that. A lot of games coming up is all that matters.
That Tufts game is going to be really good. Tufts was nationally ranked last year. Should be a good test for this Eagles squad at a conference.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Make sure to tune in to Zethan Moss and Frank Pergolizzi on the Husson Eagles Sports Network for the football game going on. About 40 minutes time for the Husson Eagles Sports Network. I've been Avery Henningsen alongside Kane Trenowith. Have a good rest of your day.